How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the Jays Digest pregame show. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Today we're going to be previewing the Baltimore Orioles against the Toronto Blue Jays. And we got our free agent signing, Brandon Belt, making his spring training debut today, alongside a pretty stacked Blue Jays lineup. So we're going to break that down pretty soon. But thank you all for the support that you've given us. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah, the lineup is absolutely loaded today on this Saturday afternoon, which is going to be good because I know a lot of you guys will be able to watch the game. But yeah, make sure to, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the streams. But let's just get into the lineup previews, and I'll get your thoughts on both lineups here, with the first one being the Toronto Blue Jays lineup, of course, and very, very loaded lineup today. So we'll pop it up here. You have George Springer, Bo Bichette, Brandon Belt, Matt Chapman, Dalton Varsho in the 5-hole, Danny Jansen, Kevin Biggio, Santiago Espinal, Kevin Kiermaier with Chris Bassett. What are your thoughts on that, Peter?
Oh, hey, I mean, we deserve this, after the lineup that was ran out yesterday by the Toronto Blue Jays. And no disrespect to the players that lined up against the Boston Red Sox in yesterday's 2-0 win, but those are not the guys that are going to make the team, apart from maybe Nathan Lucas or maybe Aurelvis Martinez down the line. So it's a breath of fresh air to see Brandon Belt make his debut today, and it's interesting that he's batting ahead of Dalton Varsho. That's something noteworthy. So maybe that's a preview into what we might see throughout the season. But this is a stacked lineup, 1 through 9. Just too bad there's no Vladdy in there, but we'll see him soon enough.
Yeah, I agree. And this is it's as close to an opening day roster as we're probably going to see. And, what's up, Owen, Dylan, Lionheart, Nick, Mantis, Rachit, New Brunswick, Canada.
Owen on his way to spring training as well.
Do it.
Shout out to him.
Enjoy that,
Have
Owen.
fun out there.
Calvin, what's up? It's good to see all you in here. And yeah, like you said, it's a pretty stacked lineup. And someone makes a good point there. Calvin saying they're surprised to see Belt this early. And I a little bit am too. He was expected late this week, but I was honestly more expecting of the lines of tomorrow or Monday. But Alejandro Kirk is hopefully coming back tomorrow or Monday. But super stacked lineup. And one other thing I want to point out here that was pointed out on Twitter, there's two things. So obviously Brandon Belt will make his debut at DH, but the Jays will also use their new outfield configuration for the first time in a game with Varsho, Kiermaier, and Springer all playing. So we get to look out on the offensive end and the defensive end as well, which is super exciting. And I don't know, we also have, of course, Kevin Biggio. The only one who's not in here, and I'm still a bit curious about him now, is Whit Merrifield. I guess he's a veteran, so we're not too worried about that, but he has not played very much this spring at all.
No, he hasn't, but he's also been outperformed by the two guys that he's competing with the most in Kevin Biggio and Santiago Espinal. So I mean, I guess you're not really fighting for playing time come spring training. Everyone should get equal reps. At least if they're going to make the team, they should, be able to prove themselves and get their at bats in and get their reps in. But yeah, no, he hasn't been up to par, at least to Whit Merrifield level so far in spring training, and it's been interesting. I mean, they've been running out Kevin Biggio out there and Santiago Espinal a lot more than him. But the other way that you could look at it is that maybe they know that Whit Merrifield's going to be the second baseman, and they just want Santiago Espinal and Biggio to get used to those, other roles that they're going to be playing, maybe in different positions.
I think that's probably the most likely outcomes, that he is kind of locked in there. And I mean, at the end of the day, and like people and many writers have said, spring training doesn't really change a whole lot for the regular guys. I think Biggio's made an improvement out there, but I'm excited for the bold predictions today because we're gonna have. I'm definitely including Brandon Belt in mine, but we're gonna open the Orioles lineup, and I'll tell you one thing: it's not very good at all. Similar to the Blue Jays one yesterday. You have Vavra. You do get Gunnar though. You do get Gunnar Henderson, O'Hearn, Cordero, Westberg, Lester, Cameron, Cowser, and Bemboom at the catcher with Voth pitching. So, what are your thoughts on that, Peter? This lineup, we do get to see Gunnar Henderson. So I'll digress. It is better than the Jays lineup yesterday.
Yeah, top two is pretty solid. I mean, Terran Vavra gave the Jays some fits last year, came up with some big hits, and Gunnar Henderson. I mean, he's the top prospect in baseball. So he's going to be so good. The guy hits for power. He's got a cannon of an arm, a true five-tool player. And unfortunately, him and Adley Rutschman are going to be terrorizing the Blue Jays for years to come. Grayson Rodriguez, I'd probably include in that mix as well. And Austin Voth is a pretty good pitcher as well. Throws very hard, so it could be a decent test for the Toronto Blue Jays.
And like we've seen all spring long, it's happened twice now. The Jays fielded one of their star-studded lineups against a really,
Yeah.
poor team on paper, and they lost. And then yesterday, it was the reverse. The Jays had a pretty poor team, and they beat the undefeated Red Sox. So, if you're betting on these games, then good luck. 'Cause they're don't.
Do
That's the
not
best.
bet on these games because spring training is the
Too
biggest
volatile.
wild card of all. Yeah.
So quick final recap before we do move on. Some questions here. You think Belt will also get a game at first in spring training or just DH from a cheat? I'd like to see him. I think he definitely starts a game at first, especially with Vladdy's injury. I would say he starts first base next game. That would be my prediction. Next time he plays, I mean.
Who? Belt?
Belt, yeah. Belt.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really want him playing over there.
Probably not.
Although he's good. He's good defensively, but you want to keep him healthy, and he makes his money with the bat. So if he's like even 70% of what he was in 2021, then I think the Jays are laughing all the way to the bank because he was really good that year, and he just offers another power left-handed bat in that lineup. So you need him healthy, and I think keeping them in that DH spot is the best way to go.
I agree. Matthew Moore saying this lineup is fire. Amantis saying Merrifield already is confirmed. He doesn't need many spring training at bats. He's been there and done that. I agree. Biggio is not a bold prediction. I think Biggio is super happy with the Jays' confidence in him. I would agree. Biggio had the confidence. Eric, there it is. Welcome, Eric Shepard. Saw you comment after Biggio's insane game, but Biggio has had the confidence of the team through his struggle. But you're right, he is finally able to show them what he can do in healthy. Exactly. And then, yeah, I guess we'll move on. It says, is it possible to bet on a spring training game? Yeah, it definitely is. You can bet on every single spring training game.
You can bet on anything.
Yeah, these days, anything. They have props, player props for spring training games as well. But I'll digress. Make sure to hit the like button before we do move into the next topic, as it means it helps out the stream a lot. And hopefully you've been enjoying the daily game previews. But let's move into the second topic now, which is a rapid fire, and I will let you start, Peter. Honestly, at this point, I've kind of just been coming up with these on the fly. I don't know if you've been doing the same, but I'll let you have your first rapid fire, which is usually the best one. So I'll let you go.
I think I usually come up with it on the fly, and I had this random like thought the other day. Who's like you know how like masked LeBron or just like a certain version of a player like Hoodie Mello, for example. Like, okay, who's like a version of a baseball player that is like the most dominant in your eyes?
Wow, I have no idea. I'll think about one.
I don't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you the question beforehand because I knew you would like kind of look it up and like it wouldn't be authentic. But the first one that comes to mind, like who do you think?
I'll ask the chat as well. I don't know the best way to word that question. I guess the version of a player that you like the most. Think of flu game Jordan.
Like a one-off,
like
a one-off type of player.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, Calvin helped me out here. I'm just gonna say the Darren O'Day version of Jose Bautista. That's gonna be my. That's gonna be mine. Baseball doesn't market their players, so none. They definitely don't market as well as these other sports, which is unfortunate.
No, they don't.
I think Bautista is probably the answer I'd give there.
Now I'm stumping myself.
I think Chad is stumped too. I think because
okay. You go with your question.
And go with your second question, rapid.
And then I'll go back to this.
Yeah.
I'll go back to this.
Chad's stumped too, which is fair because I have no idea. But we'll go with Okay, so I was gonna use one of our. Let's use Brandon Belt. Let's keep him in theme today. Do you think he plays more or less games than? Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. Okay, we'll make it easy. Over or under 18.5 home runs for Brandon Belt this year?
Under, but like very
I'm gonna go
like
over.
Slightly under. I'd go like 15.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm curious to see what the chat says. Yeah. Over under 18.5 home runs. So really, will he have 19 or more home runs? Yes or no? Mountcastle versus the Jays is a phenomenal one. Zach Greinke, whenever. Zach Greinke's an interesting player. But yeah, over under 18.5 home runs for.
I'm still thinking.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Still thinking of.
I'm gonna go with over though for Brandon Belt. I'm gonna go with over. Over for Brandon. Belt.
I got mine actually. I got mine, and in honor of the World Baseball Classic, I'm gonna go Francisco Lindor with blonde hair. That's what I'm gonna do. That's because he tears it up. He tears it up every time he plays for Puerto Rico. So he doesn't always have his hair blonde, but I'm gonna go with that. Francisco Lindor with the blonde hair. And your brother will like that.
He will. He loves
big Mets guy.
Contract's starting to pay off now. So we have one over, one under, one over, one under, tied. Exactly 18. Okay, so I just made up that line on the fly. I think it's about a pretty fair line. I wonder what the book's line is. It's
Yeah.
probably around that. Greg,
I'd go like, yeah, 16
17.
and a half, 17 and a
Yeah.
half around there.
Why do so many baseball players wear chains? They seem to get in their way when they're playing or adjusting them.
Because
They
it's
like,
cool. It's
yeah,
a drip.
they like the way
It's
it
a drip.
looks, I guess. Rachid exactly 18. I'm hoping over, but I think it depends how much he plays. Belt may hit 30 batting at AL East Parks. No gloves. Jansen is fun to watch too. That is a phenomenal one.
He's usually no gloves, though. He's
I
usually
guess,
on the
yeah.
no
So I guess that
gloves
wouldn't be a
train.
one-off thing. I guess it
I
depends
mean,
though.
maybe gloves, Jansen.
Blonde Barrios. Maybe that'll be a future one. Maybe we'll come back since he's blonde now.
Yeah.
Blonde Barrios will become a thing. So I guess it was tied on the over/under for Belt. We had about, I think, 3 overs, 4 unders. But a lot of people saying they hope for overs. I think hoping is fair. I don't know if he gets it though. I think it's around 18. Though I could see a world where he hammers like 30. Like he just
Yeah.
injury
It
happens.
depends. I mean, I just don't think he's gonna play enough.
Probably not.
Because he's not the only one that's gonna DH.
You're right.
Like, would you rather have Springer or Belt
I'm
DH?
not. In an ideal world, everyone's healthy and we just have Springer or we have Belt DH with Vladimir
Yes,
first. That's a
but
stacked lineup.
Let's say Springer has to DH. Would you rather he DH over Brandon
No.
Belt?
Yes.
You wouldn't?
Yes. I'd rather
Oh,
Springer
okay.
play. I'd rather
Okay.
Springer play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's like, because he's just more versatile. Like, he's a better base runner. He's more of a spark plug than Brandon Belt. So yeah, I don't know.
Matt saying
Eric
bearded
Shepard here.
Kikuchi. There's a lot of ones this year that could come into fruition. Bearded Kikuchi, Blonde
Shepard.
Barrios.
Belt will be over by the All-Star break. Wow.
Team Canada had Pivetta, Soroka. Dustin, the team would be competing well against Team USA. We kind of never had a full team of guys. Yeah, we talked about that in our I think it was our preview stream a while ago. Belt over Springer. That is interesting. The only way you could argue that, I guess, would be lefty. Split up the lineup. But even then. Anyways, I would rather Jansen/Kirk DH over Belt. That's also another good point, though. You can argue health at that point and getting people rest, so I think there's more of a stronger argument for Belt there.
Do you have another rapid fire question?
Yeah, I'll pop one last one in before we wrap up. Kevin Kiermaier over under 100 games.
Over.
Okay.
Owen here calling me out, saying, Peter, I'm wondering why you think such a low home run
120.
level for Belt.
I'm changing my rapid fire. Over under 120
120?
games for Kevin Kiermaier.
Under.
Okay.
Under.
So you're thinking like 110.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do think he should bat in the middle of the order, but like I said, I don't think he'll play enough games. Like, I think he'll be around 80 games. 15 to 20 home runs in 80 games is quite a lot. Like, you're on pace for 30, 35 to 40 at that pace. So yeah,
I
it's
think
not.
his
I don't think it's low. I think it's just his game total is going to be low.
I think if you scale it to 162, he'll probably finish with around 35 or 40 if you would scale it up.
Yeah, of course, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's smart to have him play more than 80 to 100 games either. Because he's a playoff guy. He's a World Series winner, and I think it's just better to have him healthy for the playoffs, not risk him throughout the season. Like,
Eric
kind
saying
of play it safe.
Belt should DH versus Alvarez unless something goes wrong, and that's probably their plan. And again, it was over under 120 games for Kiermaier. So we have one over, one under, one over, another under. It's very, very close. Those are so hard to guess simply because it's all injury based. But we'll move on now to our bold predictions, the favorite, the beloved segment on the pregame show here. And I'll let you start, Peter. I haven't been right yet, and I have 2 bold predictions. Mine are very, very simple today. And but I'll let you go first, unless you want me to go first. What do you think? Which could also be done.
I can go first.
I'll pop up the lineup for you all. To leave your bold predictions for this game in the chat. Let us know. We've had a couple people be close, a couple people be right. Peter's almost been right. Rachit was almost right yesterday if he would have said Kluber instead of Thompson for his 3 strikeouts. But
Belt. I know you're gonna go with Belt, so I won't go with
Belt.
him.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with a George Springer leadoff home run, and then Bo Bichette makes it back to back.
Perfect. So back-to-back bombs to start the game.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very bold. I have a similar prediction with 2 home runs, though it isn't as bold as yours. Mine is going to be Belt home run, Vershow home run. So pretty simple. 2 of those go yard.
2 lefties.
2 lefties go yard.
Like,
and I've just been riding the Varsho home run. I'm hoping he gets one eventually, so I can say I was at least partially right. We have Biggio makes a diving play at first base. I like that. Belt gets his first hit in RBI in first at bat. I like that a lot. Belt has 2 homers in his
Alan
spring
here
debut.
saying, who's winning the World Baseball Classic? I'm gonna go with Japan. I think that's my pick. Their pitching staff is so dominant, and their group is pretty weak, so they're gonna get out without having to waste any of their pitchers. And I mean, Dominican Republic and Venezuela and USA, they're in a dogfight. You know, their divisions are very tough, so they'll be tired come semifinals. So I'm going Japan.
I agree, and a really nice prediction out of Cheat here. He says, my pitcher predictions seem to be better than batters, so I'll say we no-hit them after Bassett gets pulled. I like that one. Now, so you're saying
Oh, I like
the
that. That's a
bullpen
good one.
no-hits, and I don't know who's lined up for the bullpen, but we would assume it's probably Romano, people like that.
Yeah.
Kevin Kiermaier hits a
Romano's
double
usually been
and steals
going
a
in the
base.
fourth inning.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
early.
he's been going in the fourth inning. So yeah, I could see that.
Bo hits 2 bombs. I'm going to retire the Manuel Beltre prediction. He has not seen action, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, since you started predicting him coming in. So,
Even in the split squad,
which is shocking.
games,
Or yesterday's
he
game where
didn't. Well, no, it's not shocking because
he's
they
young.
have so
Yeah,
many
no,
players. But
sure.
yeah, I guess it's like if he doesn't get in the split squad, then he's never getting in, Calvin.
He's just there for the experience, which is still helpful.
Yeah.
Calvin saying Kevin Kiermaier hits a double and steals a base. I like that one. Matt saying Belt goes 0 for 3. I don't know how bold that is. Honestly, I feel like that's pretty. I feel like that's almost likely to happen.
Alan saying Mexico is the best starting rotation. Check out a Japan game, and then see if you change your mind. They have 3 guys in that rotation throwing over 100 with Shohei Ohtani. So
Calvin, it's been
that's
brutal.
crazy.
It has been, and I guess you guys can continue to leave the bold predictions. Make sure to hit the like button as we move on now to the chat Q&A section for the last few minutes. We can continue to take in the bold predictions. Someone asked a question here, Owen, saying, "Guys, what player on the Jays would you like an autograph of the most, not including the obvious stats on the Jays?" So I don't know what that second part means, but what autograph would you want out of, I guess, the current Blue Jays? Let's stick with current Blue Jays on the roster right now. Who would you want an autograph from?
He's saying no stars. That's
Oh,
what that
stars.
means.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll pop the lineup, I guess, if you want to get a little view.
I don't.
Let us
I
know
don't
in the
know,
chat
man.
your thoughts
I
on that as
mean,
well. Any current Jays player, what autograph would you want the most? It's very interesting.
I mean, I
Besides
can't
the
say.
stars. Besides the stars. So no Bo,
I don't
Vladdy,
know.
Springer? Is that
And Manoa, I
Manoa?
guess.
Okay.
Or no, I mean I can't say I'm a big like I don't really get starstruck when I see these guys, but if I were
It's tough.
if
I
I
like
were to
Varsho. I'll
ask
just say Varsho. I wouldn't mind a Varsho autograph.
Varsho,
Wouldn't mind.
I don't
Espinal.
know, maybe
Espinal's a good one.
Gosman.
Yeah, if you don't consider
Does that
Gosman a
count?
star. Yeah, I like Gosman.
Well, he is a star, but he's like one of those like
Yeah,
underrated like
I agree.
stars, you know,
I
in the
like
sense where he's not viewed as like the best on the team, but we all know what he is.
Otto
Otto
Lopez.
Lopez, yeah.
Santiago Espinal. I would really like an Espinal autograph. I also like a Danny Jansen. If Manoa doesn't count, then probably Romano. Romano's a great one. I would love
That's
a
a good
Romano
one.
autograph.
Yeah.
Adam Simber,
That's
just
a
for
good one.
the just for the fun of it. An Adam Simber autograph would be phenomenal. Pearson, if he counts, been a fan since his debut.
That counts.
That could
That's a
be
good one.
an under the radar one, maybe if he improves. Ricky
Could be
Tiedemann,
worth it. Could be worth
exactly.
something
Jay's
down
Digest
the line.
autographs. Mantis. That can be arranged though. That can be arranged.
Oh, Mattingly, that's cool.
Don Mattingly.
I like that.
Dan Fiorano saying Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman, that'd be a good autograph to have. He's just a professional. I love Matt Chapman. Unfortunately, we might not have him after this year, though. Don't like
We'll see.
autographs, but if Old Rude and Steve signed balls in my office, that is very good.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
John Olerud, legend. He's the guy that played first base with the batting helmet, which was
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super cool.
Who do you
Yeah.
think gets the 6th starter spot right now? Thompson, Hutcherson, or someone else? I think right now the order is probably starting at 6, Zach Thompson, then Mitch White, and then everyone else.
Well, when Mitch White gets healthy, I think he's going to be in there, but they're going to have to work him up
Yeah.
slowly. I don't know if he has options left. I don't think he
No,
has
he doesn't. He
options.
does not. And Zach Thompson's been
Yeah,
unreal. Like since
He has
he's
been good.
really good. Ricky T autograph may be worth money. I would love a Ricky Tiedemann autograph. I feel like you could. arrange. I want Trevor Richards autograph. I
Trevor
do not.
Richards.
I do not.
I think you're the only person that does
I'll get a
want
Trevor
Trevor
Richards
Richards
jersey for
autograph.
my backdrop there and get it signed. A Trevor Richards signed jersey this year. I don't even know if
Won't
they're
be
still
hard to
selling
get a
those.
hold of him.
No,
Won't be
probably
hard to get a hold of
get them
him.
used. Have you guys ever heard of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, just Jays Digest autographs. That's funny. Maybe one day we'll meet up at a Jays game and you can have a Jays Digest autograph.
That's funny.
I wish we got to see Mitch White in spring. It would have been very nice to see how he performed. It would have made the battle for the 6th spot more interesting, or even the 5th spot. Though I think Kikuchi obviously would have ran away with it. But I'm jealous of Olerud. The two-way player award in college is named after him. He went 15-0 with a 1.5 ERA and 23 home runs with 80 RBIs in one season. Shohei Ohtani.
It's true. He was
Shohei
the
Ohtani.
original. Yeah, he was the original Shohei in college baseball.
Going for highest value autograph.
That's smart. It's smart. Picking the right guys here. So we'll wrap up in a couple minutes here. Game's about to start. I'm gonna have two screens going. I'm gonna have the World Baseball Classic on my laptop, and I'm gonna have the Jays on the TV. Fired up for that. I mean, and for any of you that when the starters go out of the Jays game and you want to tune into something ridiculous, there's Venezuela against the Dominican Republic today. So for those of you that are not that are maybe not like familiar with the Venezuelan team, Jose Altuve is there, Luis Arias, Andres Jimenez, Eugenio Suarez, Gleyber Torres, Ronald Acuna. They just have an unbelievable team, and obviously we know about the Dominican Republic, so it's gonna be very fun to watch those two go at it. Heavyweight battle.
Yeah, tune into that, and we'll have our post game video as well tonight.
Yes.
Whether it might just be Peter, it might be both of us, depending on what the time is. But either way, we'll have a post game. And tomorrow's a pretty busy day on the channel. I guess we'll just because we have a pregame stream, we have the post game video, and then we have Peter's Canada World Baseball Classic post game stream. And the game starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. The Team Canada game, and we'll still have the normal J stuff, so you won't miss out on anything. Peter will be just doing an extra stream that I won't be there for, but I'll get everything set up. But I won't be there for it. I have a basketball game.
Yeah, Nick, you're tomorrow. I think you're going to be on your own for the
stream?
pregame stream.
We'll have one
just
solo
'cause
stream each. One solo stream each.
I'm working. So look, Nick's
be
taking over the Jays for tomorrow. I'll have you guys covered for the WBC.
Works out
and
well.
I'll be able to watch the Jays game, but I'm going to be fully locked into Canada. So we'll see how it goes for the post game reaction video. But you'll have wall to wall coverage of everything Jays and everything World Baseball Classic tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.
Busy day tomorrow. And final thing, let's read the last few comments here before we let you go enjoy the game. And clocks do go ahead an hour tonight, so we're losing an hour of sleep, which is unfortunate. But I think Olerud had to wear that helmet because of something on his head soft. Hazel May and Kevin Barker combo autograph. And then friend was at the Dome opening day, wanted a Kirk jersey. He was told we only stock popular players. Yeah, that didn't age very well. Kirk is probably one of the most popular players on the Jays now. Love the streams, guys. Enjoy the games. Yeah, we'll wrap up now. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a good one today. I'll pop up the lineups for you one last time before we wrap up. This is the Blue Jays lineup, absolutely stacked, and you do get to see some Gunnar Henderson action as well. And we will see you after the game tonight if you tune into the post-game video. You guys have been showing a lot of love there, so go enjoy the game with, I think it's Buck Martinez and Ben Wagner, or maybe it's Joe Siddle and Ben Wagner today.
It should be.
One of the two. You'll get Ben Wagner and someone, and hope you all enjoy it. Enjoy your
You're getting
Saturday.
someone good either
Someone
way.
good.
You're getting someone good.
Enjoy your Saturday afternoon, and we'll see you in, or I guess I'll see you in tomorrow's pregame stream, or if you want to see both of us, tonight's postgame video.